Hey everyone. Yeah, good to see you all. Yeah. So we're in this the five remembrances. For the five things we'd rather forget is really they should be called. The five forgettables, the ones we really don't ever want to focus on. Yeah, that's what they are. And and yet the Buddha said, well, yeah, we don't want to see things the way they are. It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to see things the way they are in that respect, the existential unavoidables. No? We don't want to see the full, the full-on reality of what is going on in this life. That we're here for a short time, that we're going to get sick, that we're going to get old, that things are going to fall apart, that we're going to experience loss. Well, yeah, I kind of know those things are going to happen, but I don't want to think about them. I don't want to think about them. Yeah, and it's part of this being human, not wanting to think about the really difficult, the real deep existential stuff. You know, yeah. Sometimes there's even I mean, the things that are absolutely true. Also, the things that are absolutely true. I remember one time we went to Washington D.C. I went to the Library of Congress, which is an amazing building. The Library of Congress, just amazing, beautiful building. It's almost like a temple. It's got a church-like feel to it. And if you've ever been in, and I walked in, and they had these. One thing, it was right on the first floor. They had these really ancient manuscripts protected. It was kind of like almost like a museum, aspects of a museum. There are archival stuff, like. And I walked over and I was looked at a few of them. And there's one right there on the right. I still remember where it was. It was about from an obscure 14th century Italian philosopher. And I don't remember the person's name, and I still remember the quote. He said, when death draws draws its cape like a cloud across the sky, no one escapes. Not a pauper, not a patrician, not a pope. No one escapes death. Just no one, an elegant, a poetic way of saying no one escapes death. Not a pharaoh, not a king, not a pope, no one, no one. We know this, right? We know this, obvious, couldn't be more obvious. In 1900, 1900 wasn't that, my grandmother was born in 1900. My house was built around 1900, the house we live in now. There isn't a single person who was on the planet in 1900 that is still on the planet. Not one, right? Just 1900. Not one. Not one. Not one. Not a single one. Wow. Right? There's been a complete turnover here. And yet, well, I don't know. I mean, other people die. I don't know. I don't really want to think about that very often. That's the way it is. We would rather, that's not we would rather, we would rather not think about death or any of the really deep existential things, but we're also wired to not turn toward the difficult, to not turn toward the unpleasant, to not turn toward the unpleasant. Yeah? Yeah, yeah. We're wired that way. Well, it doesn't always serve us, but we're wired that way. Huh? The Buddha said the problem is we don't turn toward these things. Uh, we may not be living a life as fully as we could. We may not be appreciating as fully how precious and how rare and how fleeting it all is. Yeah, yeah. We may not be fully appreciating. And so it's that paradox. And there's also this superstition thing that we still carry around a little bit. You know, if I think about it, it may be more likely to happen. I don't want to think about it. And I want to think about it because when I think about death, I think about, oh yeah, all the people I know who've died. And then I get into a whole thing about it. And I get, no, not today. Not today. Not today. I'm going to turn away. I'm going to turn away. I remember Carl Jung used to say, one of the things he said was, you know, we'd rather uh, we get hung up and spend a lot of time focusing on our neurotic little preoccupations of the day, kind of the flotsam and jetsam that's always running through the mind, all the niggly stuff that kind of runs through the mind, all the little issues, or all the little issues that run through the mind. It kind of as a protection against the deeper truths that are with us. Yeah, that we're going to die. That we're not here forever. You know. For example, that the deep matrix, in which that we were part of, we'd just rather not. We would just rather not. Yeah. Um, the Buddha's point on it was really clear. You know, it's really clear. I'm not saying you should reflect on it to be morbid. I'm saying you should reflect on it so you would stop taking so many things for granted. So you would stop the fantasy that you're going to escape some of these things. Whether you're mindful or not, you're going to die. Whether you're compassionate or not, you're going to die. Yeah. No matter what you do, you know. Yeah. And seeing that, just even say, think about it all day long. You said it's a good thing to drop into it for a moment every day. Just the awareness of that. Susan and I tend to do it when we wake up. Otherwise, we do it, we do it in a slightly inverse way, but it serves the function. We say, we woke up, and it won't always be so. But we woke up. The reflection on death really is the reflection that we're still here. It's the inverse. Right? It's the flip side, that we're still here. Ah, how amazing is this to still be here? That's the other remembrance, by the way. I think it should be another remembrance. We're still here. In fact, I love that one. It's the way that we hold it. It's the way that we hold it. You know, you may hold it or not in the way that you do or don't. But I love it, and it's captured in the Zen in the Zen tradition. They capture it in this way. Um, uh, we're here now, and it won't always be so. And may that enliven this day. May this be the reflection that it helps me not get too bogged down in my to-do list for the day, or the things I didn't quite get to, or the things that didn't quite go right, or the ways I'm whispering some things that aren't so nice into my own ear today. And let's not forget the big picture here. And the big picture is not that we won't always be here, but the richness of what is here. How amazing it is. How amazing it is that we're still here. And then all of the other amazing things about that. yeah, that come with that. That the body is relatively healthy, pretty much functioning, the senses are working, etc., etc. All of it, all of the myriad things that are going on in this body. Kind of unbeknownst to me, I have no control over. I'm not keeping myself alive. I'm not in control of that. Uh, the whole thing is amazing. It's all amazing. You know, so important to understand the context. I think I said early on when we were focusing on death, if that was the only thing that Buddha said we should focus on, Buddhism would have gone like nowhere, right? He said it's one of the things in the context of the teaching, and in that context, it's really about the enhancement of that perspective. That wow, wow, let's not let's not fall asleep at the wheel. Let's not pretend that this is forever. Let's not fall into some kind of dazed and confused space here. Uh, let's appreciate. Yeah, let's really appreciate more and more how amazing this all is. The miracle of it. Yeah, let's not forget that. Uh, the flip side of it won't always be so. Yeah. So, however you do or don't do that, that's the invitation, and it's the context of that reflection, of all of the reflections, of all of the remembrances. And it is the full cycle of that is, oh, I'm not always going to be here. But look at this. Look at this. Look at what's going on right here. Look at all of us still, how somehow we all, and all of you showed up this morning, and you're all here. We're all here together. Really is just like this. You know, how amazing is this? Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's true, at the turn of the next century, none of us will be here. That's also true. But we're here now. So much gratitude for that. So much gratitude. So much gratitude. Yeah. Hmm? So, thank you. Let's meditate together. Let's meditate together. Okay, opening up a little bit. When you're ready, slowing it down a bit and lightly closing the eyes, if that suits you. And we maybe expand the breath a bit on both the inhale and exhale, expanding a little more space there. Hmm. And we come to the breath as proxy for all that is here right now, all that is still here right now, all that is amazing right now. And the breath is amazing. And it is the breath of life. And without it, we don't live. It is the breath of life. His body is breathing, his heart beating. Awareness is here. The senses are here. And so we bring that sense of appreciation here to join mindfulness, appreciative mindfulness. and softening and kindly making room for whatever is arising. And the last few minutes of the meditation. Settling back, receiving. Receiving life as it flows through you.